There's a blue bin over there, you can see it, and we'll walk over there, sort of a teal blue bin. And everything is harvested by hand. We do all of our harvesting in the middle of the night because they want to pick the grapes at their full hydration. I'm sure you've gone out in the middle of the day and seen your plants just sort of wilted. You come out the next morning and they're fine. It's just the, the natural, the evening, they get the hydration. So it's from about 2 or 3 in the morning until about 9 or 10 in the morning. And they cut the clusters off all by hand. What they've been doing this week is they've been cutting off clusters that haven't turned color. It's called Verisong. When the cluster starts, it's green, and then it gets that really pretty purpley red color that you think of with the red wine grape. Because we had such a mild summer, it took a long time for that Verisong to happen. And anyway, in any vintage, some of the clusters just aren't going to change color. So at that point, it's just too much. It's not worth us to keep that cluster on the vine because that's energy going into grapes that aren't going to make it for harvest. So they're cutting them. So all the energy will go into the clusters that we want. These get dumped here and they're gone. That's a big wind machine, that maroon machine there. So any extra leaves or anything get taken out. And it used to go up there and go into our destemmer, and then they just be berries. But this year we have this new machine here. It's called the Vicilis. It's from Alsace, France, and it is really quite amazing. It still the grape will be destemmed, but if you walk over there, you'll see sort of this the basket here. And then you can walk around that way if you want to. There's a basket, and then there's some stainless steel fingers inside there. The grapes will go in, they'll go up the conveyor belt, and they'll go into the destemmer. The basket's moving one way, the fingers moving the other way. And it literally cuts every single berry off the grapevine without puncturing it. And then the grapes will fall down, and this machine is calibrated, and there's pictures taken, so it's programmed from the perfect berry to the least perfect berry that we'll take, and everything in between it will take. And the berries come out, and the machine sorts them out. There's little, what I'm trying to say, you can see them right here. There's little things that hold the grapes in place, and literally there's these little laser beams. It sounds so crazy to me, and this air it gets rid of all the bad grapes. And what it also does is it allows us to keep the good grapes. We're actually keeping 2 to 4% more grapes. We used one of these last year on a trial, but we still did it our old way. Because a lot of times people will take out grapes that are good. So we're actually saving 2 to 4% more. And it's a really fun machine. So then it keeps the good grapes, and then the good grapes go through a crusher, although it's not really crushing. They're just 2 silicone rollers that just pop the skin of the grape just to release the juice, and then they just fall into the tank. And then we close the lid and they start their process, which we'll talk about downstairs. Fall into the tank, and then for the first 2 days here in this one, we do what's called a cold soak. The coils here on the outside are temperature controlled, and we take it down to about 50 degrees, which just allows to get a lot of the phenolic compounds, those colors, the odors, the textures from the skin into that juice. And we do what's called a pump over. At this point, we will pump over some of the juice. We're not pumping the material, but some of the juice onto the top. It's sort of like dunking a tea bag. You know, when you dunk the tea bag, that's when the flavors are imparted. After those first 2 days, we do what's called, we do fermentation. They inoculate the tank with the yeast. They add the yeast to the tank. The yeast used to sugar, and it's turning the grapes into wine. And there's little valves here where the lab is testing it 2 to 3 times a day. We're still doing pump overs. The temperature's been up to 82 to 83 degrees. And then after that, they do what's called extended maceration. We only make 1 wine here at Opus Wine, so we don't have to rush it out because the Chardonnay is coming in or something. We do what's called extended maceration. It's just simply extended skin contact. It's allowing that wine to be with the skin, the hummus, the skin is in the pulp, and to get more of those compounds, the gold phenolic compounds into it. After that, they'll put a hose up there and they'll drain off the food run wine into another tank. We have a lot of tanks. We usually at least have 1 or 2 that are being used. And then all that hummus is in it, the skin, the seed, and the pulp. And it's heavy, it's gooey, and it's thick. And they pull that stainless steel basket over here under the tank, and they use their stainless sterilized shovels, and the cell workers are in here literally pulling it into the basket. The seeds, the skin, and the pulp. It's heavy, it's gooey, it's hard work. They pull it in here, and they take this basket over to one of our presses. This is where we now press it. Okay?
Sorry, so the juice is
The juice we are going to put into another tank. Now we're trying to get those really strong characteristics, the tannins, that really backbone of the wine. And this is a press, and it's a really gentle press. We press each tank 3 times. It takes 2 hours per press. So the first press, that wine is added directly to the tank of the free-run wine. The second 2 presses go into their own little tanks and in their own barrels because it's super chalky, super tannic. You don't just want to add it in. It'll be one of the components in the lab that they use to make master blend. Okay, I really didn't have much here. This is his idea. This is his vision of Opus 1. It was his idea. And then this is the Baron looking east towards France. This is Robert Mondavi looking west towards California. And this is them together as one, Opus 1. And then this is their continued vision, their continued success. Robert Mondavi was not thrilled that he was lower than the Baron. So if you look at the bottle, Robert Mondavi's name is on top. Kind of got it even that way. So that's just a little story about our control. Right on into the switch to the gallery. Thank you. Continue to see the redwood, the oak. When we go into the salon, you'll also see a lot of the furniture circular barrel thing with the oak or Opus 1. Scott Johnson designed the table as well, and the beautiful floating staircase. The sconces are the same kind that they have at Chateau Mouton in Bordeaux and Mayotte. They're very